Have you ever wondered if there's a hidden message in the Bible that could change the way you see the world? What if you are part of a secret mission, chosen for a purpose greater than anything you've ever imagined? Today, we're uncovering one of the Bible's most profound mysteries, the 144,000 chosen ones mentioned in Revelation. This isn't just about ancient scripture. It's about you, right here, right now. Could you be among them? Or are they already walking among us? And perhaps the most startling question, what happens to those who aren't sealed? By the end of this journey, you'll discover the truth about this mysterious group and how their mission might prepare you for the ultimate judgment. Let's get started. Among the numerous mysteries in the Bible, few are as intriguing as the number 144,000, explicitly mentioned in Revelation, chapters 7 and 14. For centuries, this number has sparked profound debates among scholars and believers alike. But why is it so significant? And, perhaps even more importantly, what does it reveal about God's ultimate plan? Understanding the context of this number is key. In Revelation 7:4, the 144,000 are described as those sealed by God, 12,000 from each of the 12 tribes of Israel. This raises some interesting questions. Are these individuals literally linked to the Israelite lineage, or does the Bible use symbolism to refer to a broader spiritual community? The exact number, 144,000, seems deliberate, representing completeness. It's the product of 12, a number symbolizing fullness, multiplied by itself, and then by 1,000, another symbol of magnitude. Consider practical examples of how numbers are used symbolically in the Bible. For instance, the number 7 often represents perfection, as seen in the 7 days of creation. Similarly, the 12 tribes of Israel and the 12 apostles symbolize divine government and organization. When multiplied together and expanded, the 144,000 could signify the ultimate fulfillment of God's promise to unite His people under a single purpose. But what does this number represent? Are we talking about a literal group of people? Or is this a symbolic representation of something greater? Interpretations vary. Some believe it symbolizes the universality of God's people, while others see it as a specific, literal group, chosen for a unique purpose during the Great Tribulation. Regardless of interpretation, the number's significance is undeniable. It carries the weight of divine revelation, connecting the chosen ones to the Lamb and to God's plan for the last days. To illustrate, imagine a natural disaster that devastates a city. Amid the chaos, a specially trained rescue team is sent to help. They are marked by their mission and uniquely equipped to respond. Similarly, the 144,000 are described as a group set apart with a divine mission during an unparalleled time of global tribulation. Another angle to consider, what if this group reflects the kind of unwavering courage needed in a chaotic modern world? Their mission might inspire anyone facing adversity today. Could their example encourage individuals to embrace resilience, to stand firm in their beliefs despite challenges? When we look at Revelation 7:4-8 and 14:1-5, one big question arises. Who are the 144,000? These individuals, sealed by God, are described as coming from the 12 tribes of Israel, with 12,000 from each tribe. Yet, many scholars argue this doesn't necessarily mean they're literal descendants of Israel. Instead, they may represent God's spiritual people, Jews and Gentiles united by faith in the Lamb. To put this in perspective, think about how adoption works in a family. A person doesn't need to share biological ties to belong. Instead, love and commitment create the bond. Similarly, the 144,000 could symbolize those spiritually adopted into God's family, regardless of their heritage. This angle highlights the inclusiveness of God's plan, showing how faith transcends physical lineage. Could this also be a reminder of how communities today can come together, transcending boundaries of culture and origin, united by shared values and purpose? Interestingly, Revelation 14:4 describes them as virgins and undefiled with women. This language, rather than referring to physical purity, symbolizes their spiritual purity, a group uniquely set apart for God's purposes. They are described as being faithful and unwavering in their devotion during a time of immense trial, a remnant preserved by God to carry out His divine mission. Think of it as preparing for a marathon. Only those who train diligently and avoid distractions are ready to endure the race. Similarly, the 144,000 are spiritually disciplined, unwavering in their focus on God's calling, even when the world around them descends into chaos. On a deeper level, their discipline can be likened to modern-day examples of individuals who remain steadfast in their principles despite societal pressures. Could this be a call to find and nurture one's own spiritual discipline, even in today's fast-paced and distracting world? The connection to the 12 tribes of Israel is also worth noting. The list of tribes in Revelation differs from other biblical lists. For example, the tribe of Dan is absent, while Manasseh, Joseph's son, is included. This change may hold a theological purpose, symbolizing God's sovereign organization of His people for the fulfillment of His plans in the last days. Another unique perspective could involve questioning how this omission might reflect God's specific intent for balance and renewal among His people. What can we learn from this rearrangement about adaptability and divine planning in our own lives? The 144,000 are described as the first fruits for God and the Lamb, Revelation 14:4, indicating a special role in God's redemptive plan. They sing a unique song that no one else can learn, symbolizing their distinct experience and mission. This song highlights their spiritual purity, their dedication to God, and their victory over the world's corrupt systems. They are not just any group, but a faithful remnant, entrusted with a divine mission during the Great Tribulation. Revelation 7:3-4 offers a key clue. The 144,000 are sealed on their foreheads with the seal of God. This seal is more than just a mark of divine protection. It identifies them as belonging exclusively to God. During the Great Tribulation, a period of intense judgment, they serve as living testimonies of God's grace and power amidst chaos. While their exact actions aren't fully detailed, it's strongly implied that their mission involves proclaiming God's message to the world. Like heralds of truth, they strengthen and guide the faithful remnant, standing firm against persecution from the Antichrist system. Think about emergency responders during a major crisis. Their uniforms and badges not only protect them, but also signify their authority and purpose. Similarly, the seal on the 144,000 sets them apart as God's chosen, tasked with a mission of redemption and proclamation during the darkest times. An additional angle to consider, this seal could be compared to modern-day symbols of identity and purpose, such as citizenship or community roles, that define belonging and mission. How can we recognize and honor the metaphorical seals in our lives that define our missions? The seal on their foreheads has profound biblical significance. It directly contrasts with the mark of the beast, which distinguishes those who align with the Antichrist's rule. This duality echoes Ezekiel 9:4, where a divine mark spares the righteous from destruction. Similarly, in Exodus 12:7, the blood on the Israelites' doorposts acts as a sign of protection during the Passover. These connections reinforce a central theme. God always preserves a faithful remnant, marking them as His own during times of judgment. Their mission doesn't end with the tribulation. Revelation 14:1 paints a sublime picture, the 144,000 standing with the Lamb on Mount Zion. This moment symbolizes the culmination of their journey, a reunion with Christ that reveals His ultimate victory and their faithfulness. Mount Zion, often associated with God's presence, is described in Hebrews 12:22. as the heavenly destination of the redeemed. Here, the 144,000 sing their unique song, a celebration of their devotion and their triumph over evil. Think about the joy of a graduation ceremony, the moment when years of perseverance and discipline pay off as students walk the stage to receive their diplomas. For the 144,000, standing with the Lamb on Mount Zion is their ultimate reward, a recognition of their commitment to God. But this moment isn't just about them. It serves as inspiration for all believers, reminding us that endurance in faith leads to eternal reward. So, what does a Mount Zion moment look like in our own lives? Could it be those moments when we see the fruits of perseverance, faith, and dedication? Perhaps this imagery is a call for us to remain steadfast, knowing that every challenge we endure for God's sake brings us closer to a greater victory. Their role as first fruits reflects their position as a foretaste of God's redemptive work. This concept echoes Old Testament offerings, such as those in Leviticus 23:10 through 14, dedicated to God as a sign of trust and gratitude. The 144,000 as first fruits symbolize the beginning of a broader spiritual harvest, showcasing God's plan for all the redeemed. One of the most debated aspects of Revelation is the relationship between the 144,000 and the great multitude in Revelation 7:9. Are they separate groups, or do they represent different aspects of the same people? The 144,000 are described as a specific, sealed group from the 12 tribes of Israel, implying a distinct mission during the tribulation. The great multitude, however, is innumerable and comes from every nation, tribe, and tongue. They are described as those who have come out of the great tribulation, suggesting that they are believers who have endured and now stand in heavenly glory. This distinction suggests that the 144,000 serve as witnesses on earth, while the great multitude represents the broader body of redeemed believers in eternity. Together, they form a complete picture of God's redemptive plan, those called to proclaim the truth in the midst of tribulation, and those who endure and enter His eternal presence. To better understand the relationship between the 144,000 and the great multitude, think of a sports team and its supporters. The players actively compete on the field, representing their cause, while the cheering crowd supports them from the stands. Both groups play important roles, but in different contexts. Similarly, the 144,000 and the great multitude may play complementary roles in God's divine plan. The 144,000 are active participants, sealed and sent forth to carry out a specific mission during the tribulation. Meanwhile, the great multitude stands as a testament to the countless souls who remain faithful and ultimately enter into God's eternal presence. This idea raises an important perspective: unity of purpose. Despite diverse roles, just as in any great mission, different individuals contribute in different ways. Could this be a model for teamwork and shared goals in our own lives, whether leading, supporting, teaching, or encouraging? Each of us has a part to play in fulfilling a greater purpose. Ultimately, the story of the 144,000 serves as a powerful reminder of God's faithfulness. Their journey teaches us that no matter how insurmountable the challenges may seem, staying faithful to our values and mission will lead us to a place of triumph and purpose. The 144,000 symbolize the power of unwavering commitment, the strength found in purity of heart, and the fulfillment of promises made by God. The 144,000 may remain a mystery in some ways, but their presence in Revelation carries a clear message, one of faithfulness, preparation, and divine purpose. Their seal is a reminder that God marks and protects His own. Their mission highlights the importance of standing firm in faith, even in times of persecution. Their victory on Mount Zion serves as a reminder of the reward for perseverance. Their role as firstfruits emphasizes that God's redemptive work is ongoing, and we are called to be part of it. So, how does this apply to us today? Are we living as those sealed by God, set apart for His purpose? Are we standing firm in faith, even when the world pressures us to compromise? Are we preparing for our own Mount Zion moments, where our faithfulness will lead to spiritual victory? Are we embracing our role as first fruits, living as examples of God's kingdom on earth? The 144,000 serve as a prophetic picture, but their story is also a challenge. A call for believers to remain faithful, to proclaim truth, and to trust that God's ultimate victory is already secured. The journey of faith isn't one we walk alone. It's a collective pursuit taken together as God's people, encouraging, supporting, and strengthening one another toward His eternal promise. So as you reflect on the story of the 144,000, ask yourself, are you living with purpose and faith, even in the face of trials? How can you embody their values? In your own life today, are we embracing unity, welcoming others into God's family regardless of background? Are we willing to trust God's divine reordering in our lives, even when things don't go as expected? These questions don't just apply to an end times scenario. They are deeply relevant today. The call to remain faithful, set apart, and unwavering in devotion is one that every believer can embrace, whether we are living in the last days or simply striving to live each day in obedience to God's will. Thank you for watching till the end. I believe that you have already discovered who these 144,000 people mentioned in Revelation truly are. If you are new to our channel, please turn on the notification bell for more biblical wisdom. See you in the next videos.